It's June 3rd, 1985, at Regional Oncology Center, Marietta, Georgia. A 60-year-old woman lay on the treatment bed, her heart beating a little faster than usual. She was here for a follow-up treatment after having a tumor removed from her breast. She'd been through radiation before, and it usually felt like a bit of warmth, almost like soft, moving wave over her skin. But this time, it was different. As soon as the machine turned on, a powerful burning heat shot through her shoulder, her eyes flying open in pain. "You burned me," she told the technician, her voice shaky. The technician looked confused. The machine, called Terac 25, wasn't supposed to hurt people. In fact, it had safety features to prevent this exact kind of thing from happening. He checked the control panel, but everything looked normal. No alarms, no warnings. "It's probably just a normal reaction," he said, trying to calm her down. "The machine is designed to be safe." She wanted to believe him, but she couldn't shake off the pain. Over the next few days, her skin turned red and swollen in the spot where she'd felt the burn. Her shoulder started feeling stiff, harder and harder to move. She tried to tell her doctors, but they kept saying it was probably just part of the treatment. But things didn't get better. They got worse. Her shoulder froze completely, and she began to feel sharp dose of pain. Her doctor sent her back to Terac 25 machine for more sessions. In the end, the burning sensation that started that day led to much more serious damage. Her breast tissue was so damaged it had to be removed. This wasn't even the worst part of the story. Just 53 days later, in a different hospital in Canada, a 40-year-old woman went in for treatment with the same type of machine. Like the first patient, she felt terrible pain during her sessions. The pain didn't go away. In fact, she suffered for 3 long months and then sadly passed away. In total, between 1985 and 1986, 4 people lost their lives and 2 others were seriously injured across different hospitals, all from using the same machine that was supposed to help them heal. What could have possibly gone wrong? In the early 1970s, CGR from France and a Canadian company called Atomic Energy of Canada Limited, AECL, teamed up to make a new kind of linear accelerator that was controlled by a computer. Now, a linear accelerator, or LINAC, is a machine that is used in hospital and research centers to treat cancer by creating a powerful beams of energy. Like X-rays or electrons, these beams can target and kill cancer cells while sparing surrounding healthy tissue. Different models of this machine are given names like Neptune and Sagittaire, which were early versions made by the French company. Before the collaboration between these 2 companies to create a new linear acceleration machine called Terac 6, linear acceleration devices didn't typically use computer for control. Instead, they used manual control or simpler hardware-based controls to adjust settings of the machine. Terac 6 introduced computer control with DEC PDB-11 mini computer, which allowed operators to use the machine more efficiently and with more complex programming options. This meant that they could have more control over the settings, like adjusting doses with the help of the computer. Even though Terac 6 was revolutionary, but it only produced X-rays, it could deliver X-ray beams with energy up to 6 mega electron volts. This makes it suitable for treating cancers that are located deeper, like those in the lungs, abdomen, or other internal organs, because X-rays can penetrate deeper into the body. reaching tissue and organs located further inside. But where it falls short is when it comes to treating the type of cancer or tumors that are at the surface of the skin, so that healthy tissue will not hit with unnecessary radiation exposure. Typically, this type of cancer is treated by a different radiation device that instead of emitting X-ray, it emits electron beam which have low penetration. Electrons don't penetrate deeply. They release their energy close to the surface of the skin, which makes them ideal for this type of use case. The two companies have an idea. Instead of hospitals to be spending money and buying two types of linear accelerators, why not have one that can emit both X-ray and electron, and the technician can switch to the mode that he wants the machine to operate based on the diagnostic of the patients. This is a brilliant idea, and the companies eventually create a machine that does exactly this. It's called the Therac 20. The Therac 20 was the LINAC that succeeded Therac 6. Instead of just emitting X-ray, it could produce either X-ray or electron beam up to 20 mega electron volts, making it more powerful and flexible, and still having the advantage that it's still controlled mostly by that DEC VDP-11 mini computer. This reason makes it popular among hospitals. In 1981, CGR and AECL stopped working together, but AECL continued developing linear accelerators. Introducing a double-pass system, this new design allowed electron to get extra power while needing less space, which made the machine more compact, changing its energy source from clickstron to magnetron. Both clickstrons and magnetrons are devices that power the machine by generating high-energy microwaves, which are needed to accelerate electrons at high speeds, but they work a bit differently and are suited to different applications. Clickstrons are more powerful and precise, but are also larger and more complex. They produce stable, high-energy waves, which is great for applications needing fine control over energy, like certain types of high-energy physics experiments. However, because they are complex and large, clickstron makes the machine they're in more bulkier and more expensive to build and maintain. On the other hand, magnetrons are smaller, simpler, and cheaper. They are commonly used in things like microwave ovens because they generate powerful microwaves at a lower cost. Even though magnetrons are not as precise as clickstrons, they are still powerful enough for medical devices like the Therac 20. This makes them a great option for equipment that allegedly doesn't need extreme precision. AECL designed the new version of Therac 20 with magnetrons to help achieve smaller size, cost effectiveness, and adequate power. AECL developed a new kind of device called the Therac 25. On paper, it seems like the perfect evolution of their previous machines. It could deliver both X-ray and electron beams up to 25 mega electron volts, making it more powerful than the Therac 20. And thanks to their new double-pass system and magnetron technology, it was more compact and cost-effective than ever before. But there was a crucial difference between Therac 25 and its predecessors. In the older machines, safety features were built into hardware, physical mechanisms that prevented the machine from delivering dangerous sources of radiation. But with Therac 25, ACL decided to move the safety features into software. Think of it like removing guardrails from a mountain road because you trust the GPS to keep cars from going off the edge. The software was now responsible for everything, monitoring the machine's status, accepting treatment information, setting up equipment, controlling the beam, and most importantly, handling safety checks. Even more concerning was how the software was developed. One single programmer took the code from Therac 6, modified it for the Therac 20, and then adapted it again for the Terra 25. No one else reviewed the code. There were no formal safety tests, no documentation of how the software worked. It was like building a bridge without blueprints or inspection. You might get lucky, but eventually something is bound to go wrong. The machine has a turntable. Imagine like a rotating platform with different tools attached. When treating the patient with X-rays, it needed to put the beam planar in the place to spread out the radiation evenly. That beam planar had to be moved away because electrons needed much less power. Here's where things got dangerous. If the machine was set to deliver X-ray levels of radiation 25 times more powerful, but the turntable was in electron mode without the beam planar, it could deliver a massive overdose of radiation, like trying to drink from a fire hose instead of a water fountain. The software was supposed to prevent this from happening, but it had a terrible bug. If an operator typed in the wrong mode and then quickly corrected it, the computer will get confused. The display will show one mode, but the machine will actually be set up for another. Even worse, when something did go wrong, the machine will just display a cryptic error message like malfunction 54 or H tilt. The manual didn't explain what these messages meant. Operators got used to seeing the error messages. The machine typically showed up to 40 of them every day. They learned to just press P to proceed and continue with treatment. When patients reported burning sensations or excruciating pain, AECL repeatedly denied that their machine could malfunction. After each incident, they will make minor changes and will declare the machine 10 million% safer, a mathematically impossible claim that would have required testing the machine for over 100,000 years to verify. After multiple deaths and severe injuries, spanning 19 months, that the true image of the problem became clear. The FDA finally stepped in, declaring the machine defective and forcing AECL to make major changes, including adding back the hardware safety features they had removed.